News now on 102.1 WALT Meridian.
I'm Cash Matlock with Queen City News Feed. Here's what's happening. Investigators in Meridian are searching for a suspect connected to a fatal hit and run that occurred earlier last week off King Road. The incident, which took place on Tuesday, October 22nd, claimed the life of 79-year-old John Culpepper, a partner in the local firm Culpepper & Culpepper. The suspect has been identified as William Joe Garrett. Police urge anyone with information about Garrett's whereabouts or the accident to come forward. Acting Captain Darrell Thompson is leading the investigation. Additional tips can be submitted anonymously to the Meridian Police or Crime Stoppers. As the investigation continues, authorities stress the importance of community assistance in bringing those responsible to justice. This week is the final chance for voters in Lauderdale County to request absentee ballots ahead of the November 5th election. All 82 circuit clerks are urging residents to check their calendars for scheduling conflicts. Many professions, including truck drivers and shift workers, often rely on absentee voting, and college students are reminded to vote while they're home. Circuit clerk offices will be open from 8 a.m. on Saturday, November 2nd, until noon on Sunday, November 3rd. For in-person absentee voting, voters ages 65 and older are encouraged to vote at their local precincts for a quicker process with paper ballots. For more information, visit the circuit clerk's office at 500 Constitution Avenue. I'm Cash Matlock, Queen City News Feed. Follow us on Facebook or visit queencitynewsfeed.com.
Hey, Meridian, it's Glenn Beck. Join me for the Glenn Beck program coming up at 9. Now back to Mornings in Meridian, right here on Meridian's News Talk Station, 102.1 WALT.
Well, folks, good morning. Welcome in. It is Mornings in Meridian here on News Talk 102.1 WALT. Starting out another week together. It's the final Monday of the month of October. Hard to believe. 601-485-9191 is our talk line, and you can be a part of our show. Of course, we're online at WALTmeridian.com, Facebook Live, of course, YouTube, and even that mobile app. Yeah, just go search for us in the App Store or Google Play, WALT 102.1. And who are we? I am Rob. Good morning to you. And he's back for another week. It is Charles Frazier.
Good morning.
How was your weekend, sir?
That was pretty good. It was good.
It was good.
I'm going to go with good. Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, Saints lost. State lost. Yeah. That's a weekly thing, though. At this point, it's every Monday. It's like, okay, Saints lost and State lost.
There you go.
Let's wait till next year.
Well,
season anyway.
Roger is off again this morning.
I don't even know that name.
He's going to be gone tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be gone Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Do we need to start a poll of should Roger be on the show anymore?
I mean, you ask me or
Yeah.
what? Should he? I mean, should he come to work once in a while? I think people should. I mean, that's just my opinion, but
So,
who am I to say?
yeah, he'll be back later this week.
So
but,
he says allegedly.
allegedly, right? So,
Yeah. So about time.
yeah, a lot to get into this morning is we got Halloween Bear down on Thursday. Of course, we had Candy Crawl over the weekend down to Meridian. Of course, that's always a big event.
No one was crawling. They were all walking. It's a candy walk.
The Candy Walk.
Pub crawl. They call it pub crawl because you get to the point of the seventh or eighth site, and you're kind of crawling at that point. But anyway,
yeah. So another one of the books.
Candy Crawl.
And correct me if I'm wrong. I've always remembered the Candy Crawl like being during the week. Here it was on the weekend, so a little bit of a change up there. So usually it's been like on a Tuesday, Wednesday type thing. So.
That's a good question, and I am not sure about that.
Yeah, because a lot of folks
the last few years anyway. It could have been initially when they started, but that thing has grown. I mean, from a couple hundred kids to thousands, literally, and those are thousands of kids when you factor in the adults that are with them. Supposedly, they are, but
the adults that dress up for Halloween.
It's okay. Not for me, but if you want to do that, that's fine. I mean, some people get into all that.
Hey, what do I always say? You do you.
Exactly. And,
I'm not
gonna do that. It's much trouble. I mean, I have enough trouble getting dressed every morning, let alone getting on a costume and all that kind of stuff. So anyway.
So, but I hope everybody did have a great weekend. A lot to recap from the weekend. A lot of action going on overseas this morning as Israel has attacked Iran again.
About time.
And it's a pretty big attack that happened during the weekend. So we'll get some updates on that. And as far as local goes, got a couple of local stories we'll dip into, including this. I guess we'll go ahead and kick things off with this local story this morning. Of course, the hit and run accident that happened several days ago. There is a suspect. The local authorities are seeking at this time. Of course, this is the fatal hit and run that happened back on the 22nd. That was this past Tuesday. The suspect's name is William Joe Garrett. I'm pretty sure you've seen the photo. It's circulating everywhere, all over social media, and of course, the local news as well. Of course, this involved the accident that claimed the life of Mr. John Culpepper, 79 years old. Of course, partner in Culpepper and Culpepper accounting firm. And if you got any information whatsoever, trailer and whatnot, and actually, let me grab this real quick. This was actually dropped off this past Friday. It is a $2,000 reward. I'm just going to hold this up to the camera. It doesn't really translate very well to radio here, but of course, for our Facebook audience, that's the photo right there of the video from that camera that was near the site where this happened. And there is a $2,000 reward that leads to the arrest and conviction, possible hit and run, obviously, that occurred Tuesday, October 22nd at 12:58, just off of King Road. And if you have any information whatsoever, folks, call the local authorities, especially Darrell Thompson with the Meridian Police Department. His number is 769-298-5111. That is his number. Once again, that's 769-298-5111, or you can get in touch with Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department.
And that's curious because it happened in the county, did it not?
Yeah.
Okay. But the Meridian Police still has their number on there? Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious about that. I don't know. I would wonder why, but, I'm glad that everybody's getting involved with the county or city to kind of catch this guy and find out what happened.
Yeah, Sheriff's Office number is 601-482-9806. Once again, that's 601-482-9806. And, of course, Crime Stoppers, that number is pretty easy to find, but I'll to you anyway, 855-485-8477. That's 855-485-8477. And, of course, I know we gave you a lot of numbers just then, but we'll keep this kind of close by here. We'll remind folks about that several more times because Mr. Culpepper, obviously a big fixture in our community, with not just the firm, but a lot of other local avenues as well. So
definitely, he will be missed.
It's hard to believe it's almost been a week now. That was last Tuesday when that happened.
And it's hard to believe that they haven't found the guy. Initially they had pictures put up. I mean, it was kind of well publicized as far as what these guys look like. It did take the I don't know if it was Water County or the Meridian Police Department a few days to identify them. And I guess the pictures were grainy. I don't know if it was a game camera or exactly what took the shot.
Yeah, just I'm gonna hold this back up to the camera again, folks. I mean that's kind of what I'm thinking too. That looks like a game camera of some sort that's up on that kind of heightened position right there. But yeah, it's obviously a very tragic story, and obviously, like I said, very big fixture in our community.
And sympathies to the Culpepper family.
Absolutely. 601-485-9191. Let's go to our phone line to kick off the show this morning. Hey, caller, welcome in.
There's a lot of talk about Roger not being there.
Yeah.
And like that was a surprise or something. But,
Not really. It's standard at this point.
Standard.
Yeah.
I like the part where you said allegedly he would be in this week.
Yeah.
Allegedly, we think so.
Perhaps.
But
If they let him
I
out.
wouldn't hold my breath, but anyway, y'all go ahead. But anyway, what a loss. I knew I had a finance company in the Meridian, and we were in the office space in the same building. Mr. Culpepper's company. I mean, great. His daughter, his son, his wife, just such great, nice people. You couldn't. I mean, just anyway, what a terrible loss, and I really thoughts and prayers go out to the family. And anyway, hope justice will get served. But anyway, just praying for them right now.
absolutely.
Look, in the Toby Keith song, "The Angry American," he tells, "We'll do what to you if you mess with us? we got boots, and we'll put them law." As we noticed yesterday, Mr. J.D. Vance on the morning talk show round, he was busy putting his boot where it belongs.
Boy, wasn't that something? Him and Tapper, he went after Tapper blazing yesterday.
And what an amazing! This is what we have been needed. I mean, to have him in harness, step and step front running this country, we will come back around. We do have a shot at being a great again if we can get this man and President Trump back in there. What a spokesperson! I mean, just every time I hear him speak, I'm a bigger fan of Vance. And he did not let them get away with their mess yesterday. He was not talked down to. He held his ground, and he was in a polite way without doing what he really should have done. But anyway, and then we talk about Kamala. Kamala was before a bunch of young people yesterday telling them how great they were. This is the same bunch of young people which she called stupid just a few months ago, guys.
Yep, sure did.
Stupid. The thing about these young people is they're stupid. But yesterday, they were the greatest folks around. She flip-flops so much, she can't keep up with her flip-flops. Whatever can come out of her mouth that might get a vote is a lie, because she'll revert back to the same communist Marxist socialist that she was before, is what she's going to go back to, and that's the way she's going to govern. So anybody dumb enough to believe any of the stuff she's far fracking, and she don't want gun control and all this. If y'all dumb enough to believe her right now, right before the election, y'all run out and vote for her. But I don't think many people really are dumb enough to believe that. The polls are trending in the right way. I mean, look at the rally at Madison Square Garden. All these people from New York, dead blue state, showing up. All races, saying we've had enough of this. It's time for America to be America again. And one other quick thing, two quick things. Does guys do these big companies, do they pay tax increases?
Pay tax increases.
Right. They pay tax increases. They pass them along.
Oh, yeah, it's always a trickle-down effect to the consumer, yeah.
They're not going, you can holler, we're going to tax these companies and make them pay their fair share. What she just said, the middle class is supposed to get a tax increase because that product they sell is just going to go up. They're not going to pay that tax increase. Their product is going to cost more. Don't be stupid, people. And one other thing, this is something scary too. This price gouging of food she's talking about, what are they going to do? If she gets there, they're going to enact a bunch of bills or laws where they are in charge of food. Do you want that? That's what it's going to be. That's why food is a big thing. One more way to gain complete control over the people. But anyway, y'all have a good day.
Appreciate you. There you go. a lot to chew on off that bone right there.
Have a good day.
Have a good day. Have a good day, Americans. Before we react to all of that right there from Chuck, do have a comment here on Facebook from Michael Harrison. Michael, appreciate you watching out there. In regards to the Culpeper case, it says, even though it looks like it is not in the city limits, the Culpeper's property is in the city limits of Meridian. Okay. So that may be obviously a little clarification there. While the MPD, which at this point I think all local authorities are going to work in this case, obviously.
All hands on deck, definitely.
Obviously, but Charles, getting back to what he said about. Obviously we're 8 days away now. Thank God. Ticking down now.
It's going to be a long 8 days.
I don't know what we're going to talk about when this is done.
We're going to do the post-election analysis.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Why do we win? Why do we lose? Yeah, whatever.
Well, I was thinking about this on the way up here this morning. I was like, we obviously, you want to talk about local issues and whatnot. But, this is the talk of everything right now is this election coming up in 8 days. But, last night, I did not watch the entire rally. I watched probably two speakers, and then Melania made the surprising appearance, which nobody expected her to, because she just does not come out and speak a lot. She didn't speak very long, then she introduced Trump. But just looking at the shot from inside Madison Square Garden, that's a big arena, folks. Probably when you say probably biggest arenas in America, maybe the world, Madison Square Garden is always probably in the top 5 at least. But they had that thing packed out. The floor was packed out. Outside, they had to turn people away. And folks that couldn't get into the arena, they would find a local bar or restaurant just to kind of go plop in and watch it on television. They said a lot of the restaurants and bars usually do not have Fox or Newsmax on. And guess what they had on the TV? They turned it all over those channels last night because they were actually covering the rally, which Newsmax covers a Trump rally start to finish, no matter where he's at. But that was just amazing to see last night. People in New York City wearing their MAGA stuff on the subways without fear of getting, punched in the face or, a fight breaking out. And I just never thought I would see the day in 2024 that people wearing Trump hats and shirts, wearing MAGA all over New York and nobody doing anything to them.
And it's interesting for a couple of ways. New York is the hub of the tri-state area. So New York, New Jersey, and there's obviously huge populations in all of those. And so you have a lot of people from those states going in as well. They're not just all New York. There's probably a lot of folks in Jersey and Connecticut as well coming in for that rally. And you think, okay, well, anybody who's going to a Trump rally is going to vote for him anyway. Sure. I mean, you've got about 98%, I would imagine, that have decided, okay, we're going to do that. What it does, though, is it tells the other people by that strong show of force that it's okay. And I think there's so much, I don't know if it's hesitation or people are, they don't want to be open about supporting Trump because the liberals will attack them. Of course, obviously, there's a lot of liberals up there. And so, you think, okay, I'm either not going to vote or maybe I'll for Harris and just kind of go along with the rest of the flow. But I think
or not vote at all.
That's what I said, or not vote. And I think that a lot of people will see that support and say, you know what, it's legitimate. I can go out there and I can support him and not be worried about people attacking me or people thinking that I'm doing the wrong thing. I don't care. And so I think that out there in those kind of liberal strongholds, that's a common sentiment.
I mean, the arena itself holds at least 20, 30,000. And then you got the floor. And then you got the floor too. And just the shots that they would have a shot of the entire arena. The camera back there. Just like, wow.
Well, they probably have at least 2 Secret Service there. So that would reduce a couple of spots. Maybe 3. How many do you think they get?
Right.
I think they probably have several dozen, I would hope, at
Well, and then too, of course, you see the camera shots outside the arena, and they're having to turn folks away. And one thing Democrats tried to do is they tried to scoop up tickets to basically have empty seats in the arena. Well, the Trump folks like, we're like one step ahead of you on that, and that's when they allowed folks to come in because obviously it was going to be an event in the beginning, and then they started scooping up the tickets, and it's like, no, hang, we got this, we can take care of
Even
that.
better, so they got the Democrats to buy the tickets, and then they gave away the free seats.
Bam!
Thank you. You gave us money, and we're going to fill up the seats anyway.
Yeah, because they were going to be like, see, it's an empty Trump rally, and then look what happened. They just show up anyway. So, but I was more amazed at the camera shots outside of the arena. Folks just standing around. They had large screens outside of Madison Square Garden. People just literally standing there, just watching this whole big event happen. And that's what it was. It was an event last night simply because it felt like another RNC because you had Elon Musk was there speaking. You had JD Vance was there. Hulk Hogan did his thing again. I mean, just all that stuff to rile up the base that was there. So,
I wonder if Hulk and Trump could do a little wrestling match. It's an idea.
They did. Someone put this picture on.
Anyway, whatever.
Someone put the picture on X. It was Trump arm wrestling Hogan in the backstage area,
right?
And I'm like, wow, there you go. So, but it did in a way. It felt like another RNC. It was like RNC Part 2 last night. You're probably the world's most famous arena, and basically everyone you had for the most part that's been even Dana White from the UFC world. He spoke last night. And it just felt like every speaker that came up there is like, all right, this is like another night at the RNC right here. They just happen to have it in deep blue New York.
Well, and deep blue New York has been in deep financial trouble and not financial, but just all kinds of trouble with crime and everything else for years. And so Trump is a New Yorker, essentially. And so that's his home turf. And if he can appeal to those people and say, we can make New York great again, then I think that he can possibly make some inroads into that.
What was interesting, I know we got another caller on the line here. Hang on one second, caller. But last night, the campaign did say that they have another rally scheduled for New Mexico at some point this week. And the Trump campaign believed that New Mexico is starting to tighten up a little bit because of what? The border. So the numbers are starting to tighten there in that state, which we've never even talked about as even a possibility.
Yeah.
So if you're having a rally in a state where you traditionally Republicans do not have a rally, then there may be some numbers that are way off that we're being presented to on the screen every night with the news. Yeah. So let's go back to the phone line call.
Was trying to get a wrestling match with Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, that'll work out well.
Said he would love for Hulk Hogan to have him in a leg wrap. But anyway, going on past that. The New York mayor is fighting against the Biden and Harris administration. They come after him because he spoke out against illegal.
Yeah.
And New York City is sick and tired of illegal. How many are? Well, I don't know. Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah.
But anyway, let me tell you about two things. Forget all the election. Don't forget the election. Let me put it that way. Let me back up and say this. Two most dangerous things happened in this country over the weekend. In the world, not the country, the world. I'll get it right here in a minute, guys. North Korea sent 3,000 troops to Russia. That's serious. These people have got together. We were going together. We were crush all enemies with China, with North Korea, Iran, and Russia. And we will all join together. Now, they sent these 3,000 North Koreans over to go kill these Ukrainians who are trying to do nothing but keep their country. That's bad, guys. And now the other thing, Israel launched this attack last night against Iran.
Right.
Everybody knows the third world, if you keep up with the Bible and all, the third world war is going to come out of the Middle East. It's poised for it to happen. With them attacking Iran, now what's Iran going to do? They have vowed to wipe Israel off the map. So right now, at this point in time, we're heading into in the world, you want tampon Tim and her being the leaders of the world, the free world? Think about that. It's crazy to even think about, isn't it? But anyway, Same guy.
Well, and I think that there was a $17 billion arms sale to Taiwan from the U.S., which China was not too happy about, and said that that's obviously going to strain relationships. So I think that, yeah, there are a lot of I mean, certainly the certain powers have been aligning for years, and that seems to be solidifying a little more at this point. So yeah, there's a lot to watch out for. And yes, who do you want in charge? Well, right now nobody's in charge.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because it's kind of like we're just operating as normal. So how effective is the president, or has he been for the last 3 years anyway? 3.5.
Yeah. It's very, very interesting. So.
Yeah.
601-485-9191 is our number. We're going to take a break, and when we return, Earth's Bounty coming up this weekend. We'll give you a preview of that and much more here on Mornings of Meridian. All right, welcome back into the show here. 7:35 here on Monday morning, October 28th. And looking at the birthday list, Mr. Frazier. The reason we're playing Pretty Woman is Julia Roberts has a birthday today.
I thought it was Roy Orbison. That's kind of disappointing.
I fooled you.
Okay. Julia Roberts. Fine, whatever.
All right. Guessing game.
All right.
How old?
Julia Roberts?
Yeah.
58.
She would be offended.
Oh.
She's 55.
Oh, okay.
55 today. Pretty Woman, Aaron
Sweet
Brockovich,
years.
My Best Friend's Wedding, Ocean's 12, Eat, Pray, Love. The list goes on and on. So there you go. So Julia's got her birthday today. It's Steel Magnolias.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't even. Yeah.
How about Annie Potts? I remember her as the secretary in Ghostbusters and also designing women. She is 70 today. So,
Okay.
of course, we mentioned Julia Roberts there. Brad Paisley from the country music world, he is 50 today. And the late Charlie Daniels, he would have been 86 today.
Jack's brother. Yeah, definitely.
Yes, we lost him back in 2020.
Right.
Also, Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates is 67 today, and I know this next one's right up your alley. Reality star and former Olympian Caitlyn Jenner, 73.
They are 73. And what do we say?
I was going to say,
How do we do that?
They, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
There
They
you go.
are 70.
They are. Yeah, exactly.
Or multiple personalities. That's probably what it is.
So if you're celebrating a birthday with these individuals, happy birthday.
With Caitlin.
That Wheaties
He
box.
used to be on the Wheaties box.
Yeah, the Wheaties box will never be the same. So there you go. At the the 76 Summer Olympics in Montreal, Jenner won a gold medal, broke a world record, scoring 8,634 points in the decathlon.
Yeah.
So there
Pretty
you go.
strong. I mean, it's a great event, and he was certainly a hero. I remember him on that Wheaties box.
And now,
Look at him. I mean, whatever he's doing, him, and he's got some.
what do I say? What I always say, you do you.
He is, but I like what he says about the transgender in sports. I mean, he's a big advocate for keeping them out and saying they have an unfair advantage. So, good on him because he is one of that community.
Absolutely.
And one of the very few ones who's actually making sense.
There you go.
Although I don't really understand it, but hey, whatever.
We'll get back to the phone calls coming up shortly. I didn't know we were going to go down that avenue this morning. I brought up the birthday. I didn't know we're going to bob and weave this morning.
Yes, we are.
Well, that is the voice of Angela Bedard. She's here this morning. She's like, okay, let's talk about her family now, please.
We
Things
know
are
the
getting
pronouns
too
for this
weird.
family. Yeah.
There we go. But, folks, yes, Birth Bounty is coming up this weekend. And if you want to take it in, this is your last opportunity before we get to the night market. But, yeah, Saturday morning, big time to be had downtown.
Yes, it's first Saturday in November is always very busy because we have Earth Bounty. Rail Fest is taking place
That's
right next door to us. Then you have Sule Live Steam Festival, and then it's first Saturday at the Max with free admission. And so downtown will be hopping.
All right, nothing to do, Meridian.
Boring.
All right, nothing to do. I want to get out and do nothing.
And it's supposed to be a high of 80 degrees. Partly cloudy.
Nice.
Yes. Really going to be a good day.
Yes, I know we've been
Beautiful
asking
weather.
for some rain the last few days. Let's hold that off at least one more week here until we can get.
I think they've adjusted the temperature down.
Oh, okay. Very
No,
nice.
80 for a
So
high is
even
not bad,
better.
but
Well,
yeah.
no, yeah.
So Saturday morning, what time? I know the time, but let folks know what time things get going on Saturday.
So Saturday will be bittersweet for us. We start at 8:30 and we go to noon, but it is our very last Earth Bounty at Singing Breakman Park.
Yeah, the move is
The
happening
move
next year.
will happen next year to the Max Courtyard.
Yeah.
So if you love that park vibe, this is your last chance to feel it.
So Saturday morning will be the last opportunity. So starts at 8:30, goes till noon.
Starts at 8, goes to
8
noon.
goes till noon.
Yeah.
There we go. So what's a venue? I mean, as far as the venue, vendors rather, that's going to be there this weekend.
So we have a new vendor who's jumping right in the last market, a new baker. Her booth is called Do Re Mi, Dough. So I don't know if she's a singer or not, but
Is her name Ray?
Maybe. I don't know. We'll find out.
and so she is offering handcrafted organic non-GMO products like pumpkin spice bread plus muffins and cookies. And a lot of our vendors are going to be taking your holiday orders. So if you want pies, rolls, all your sweet for Thanksgiving and Christmas and all the things in between, you can order that at their booth this weekend. And then this is always kind of a rough time of the year for produce. There's not a whole lot available. Usually a lot of collard greens are at the November market, which, are very popular and you can stock up on that. But also we have more like gifts available. Your candles, your lotions.
Christmas shopping early.
Christmas shopping and, canned jams, jellies, make excellent stocking stuffers.
Sure.
Last year I bought my son and my husband dried peppers for their stockings. So there's still things to be had, even if there's not a lot of produce.
So is there any kind of big plan? Maybe this is our last hoorah down at Singing Brakeman. Is there any kind of the staff have something cooked up, maybe a little extra?
Well, we talked about that. Do we want to go out on a whimper?
I mean, what?
Do we go out on a bang?
Well, the thing about it is, it is bittersweet. The move is happening, but this is not like Earth's Bounty is going away.
Right.
It's just a move down the street to the Max in the courtyard. But it is kind of bittersweet because this is kind of where it's been
for 13 years.
For 13 years, exactly. So, but I didn't know if it was going to be a celebration or kind of like, oh my god, but I know it's going to be a kind of mixed emotions.
It's mixed emotions, especially since I have to miss it. I have to work.
Oh no!
Well,
I know. Usually I don't have to do the manager duty, but special circumstances. So I will be there at 7 to help with the setup.
There you go.
Children's Museum. We do have a first-time musician for us, Casey Bryce Holmes.
Okay.
A young man plays guitar, sings mostly his original music. I don't know if he wrote this original music himself or if it's other people's original music, but he will be making a debut at Earth.
Nice.
all right.
I like it.
And
So this is the last one down at Singing Brakeman Park. Now, if folks cannot make it this weekend, folks, Earth's Bounty is actually having a night market coming up as well.
so November 21st is our Merry Night Market.
Okay.
And that is always in the club at 5 to 8.
Okay.
And that we call it Merry because it's mostly a holiday market. We always have our Keystone Earth Bounty vendors there, so you can start your crafters that have been vetted, so you know you're going to get a good product.
Like I said, the vetting process for these folks.
Who does that?
I was about to say,
I need to try some of that bread over there. You. And a little piece of the pie while we're at it.
No,
Yes.
now, here's the thing about it. She was talking about the new event this weekend. It was the Do Re Mi. When I heard pumpkin spice, that is a controversial thing to me because you got it's one of those things you really just love it or you just really do not like it. So
See, I have a theory on that.
Okay,
I don't think anybody likes it. They just like the season and what it represents. You know what I mean? And they're like, oh yeah, give me the pumpkin spice, and they're like, yeah, okay. It's,
Well,
that's what I think.
this is my take on pumpkin spice.
yeah.
It's a blend, and if you're using pumpkin spice, you're a lazy baker.
Ooh.
Oh.
Shots fired. If we got any pumpkin spice bread up there, I'll be like, oh, you're lazy.
You're just lazy.
I think I'll try something from another vendor who's not so lazy, perhaps.
I just when I heard pumpkin spice,
Wow.
I was like, folks
It's
either really like it or really
Well,
don't.
And that's one person's opinion on what it should taste like.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
Different strokes for different folks. There you go.
Yeah.
So,
I like pumpkin pie.
I remember
all kinds of pie,
they
actually.
have apple pie spice too. You can buy that in the store, but you don't see people going crazy in supply for their apple spice latte.
yeah, because people go all out to do the candles and
Yeah, it's everywhere.
it's just like even the cereal they've got like that flavor in cereal now. Like
Like pumpkin spice cereal?
yeah,
Yeah.
like some really it's like cornflakes or something that they put that flavor into it. Yeah, that's how serious
And it
this is
sells
getting.
in the month of October, probably, and that's it.
Probably,
I would
But
imagine.
it's a
too.
seasonal thing. That's what I'm telling you.
It's
It's
all thing, yeah.
I don't know.
just trying to get more
I
money
saw
out of it.
pumpkin
ever see
spice
anybody-
bath bomb.
Well, really?
So I guess
Wow.
the bathrooms won't save you.
When is it ever?
Especially after the pumpkin spice.
what is it? The little bottles of the poopery or whatever.
Yeah, that's what your pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin
right
spice.
there,
Yeah.
yeah.
There you
To
go.
eliminate the pumpkin spice.
It's
Okay.
everywhere.
Oh my God. Yes.
But I know you said the Mary Market will not be until the 21st November, but I know you guys are still looking for vendors for that, right?
If you want to be considered to be a vendor,
Okay.
contact Craig Wilkes at the Community Development
I know Craig's the
Office.
man. Yeah.
Craig's the man. He gets your application. If there's any question, he sends out an email to those of us and says,
Mhm.
"What do you think about this vendor?" And you have to send pictures. And,
Mhm.
we're not just going to say, "Yeah, sure, come on."
Yeah.
Because it is a very curated market.
Sure, absolutely. So folks, your last opportunity to go to the Saturday market that happens obviously on that first Saturday of each month for that short period of time during the year. So Saturday morning, 8 o'clock until noon, and come down and hear the brand new music there. New musician coming down there as well, and get some of that pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice bread. Lazy pumpkin spice bread. Yeah.
That's what Angela's going to do. She's going to put a note down there that says lazy.
Lazy.
It's delicious, but yet lazy. And then, of course, the Mary Meridian Market will be on the 21st of November as well.
Definitely. Yeah. Put that on your calendar too. That's going to be a good one.
Yes.
And of course, folks have more questions. They can go. You guys have a
We
Facebook
do
page,
have
right?
a Facebook page. You can send us a message. And, all of us have jobs. So we may not answer you within 5 minutes, but we will get back to you.
I sent that message 4 minutes ago. Still in there.
What
What
are
are they
they
doing down there? I mean, my gosh.
Service is terrible.
So yeah, just search Earth's Bounty on Facebook, and the page will pop right up, and you can check things out. And of course, there'll be all kind of updates leading up to this weekend, and of course, the Mary Market on the 21st. And if you got more questions, also you can reach out to Craig Wilkes with the City of Meridian about the Mary Market if you want to get involved in that. And of course, I imagine Craig is probably a part of the vetting process.
Oh,
I
he
would
totally
bet
is.
he eats a lot of pumpkin bread.
I was about to say he eats a lot of that bread. That's what's
Yeah.
going on there. So,
Right.
Angela, always good to see you. We'll send everybody
Thank
down
you.
there this weekend, 8 o'clock, bright and early, folks. Make it a part of your weekend. I want to hear you say there's nothing going on. So, Earth's Bounty this weekend. Of course, you mentioned Rail Fest, just all kind of things going on
Soulake.
today.
Yeah.
Soulake. Yeah. So, Angela, thanks for coming by this morning.
You're welcome.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to take a break and we'll be back.
on the path of righteousness, and then God bless America again. And you never did think that it ever would happen again. And America did you. You never did think that we'd ever get together again.
One of the nicest men I've ever met working in radio, Charlie Daniels. Of course, we mentioned he would have been 86 today. Of course, we lost him back during the pandemic there in 2020. Just super, super nice guy. Met him twice. I interviewed him once, and just a gentleman, absolute gentleman. So 9 minutes away from the 8 o'clock hour, and phone lines are back open for you folks at 601-485-9191 here on the program. Appreciate Angela Bernard for coming by to see us this morning. Of course, Earth's Bounty coming up this weekend. Last one they're going to have down there at Singing Brakeman before they make the move up to the Max in their courtyard in March.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great move. I think that the Max has that wonderful courtyard, and it's great to get the exposure for the museum. So
absolutely.
But you kind of wonder what's going to happen with Singing Brakeman Park then, and they do have some events down there, but that was kind of one of their bigger things. I don't know. That space is great. Now I wonder if there's some way to develop it further.
That is going to be a legitimate question going ahead, because I'm thinking right now, just from the event aspect, because there's a lot of events obviously at the Max, at City Hall, Dumont Plaza. So what else has there been there at Singing Brakeman as of recent memory other than Earth's Bounty?
They've done some. I know there's been crawfish boils and things like that.
Yeah,
or
there's a barbecue. There's a barbecue little showdown thing that's some of the other stations down the hallway have done. So
because it moves it around downtown. It's not all on City Hall. It's not all at Dumont Plaza, and so it's good to kind of circulate those things.
Yeah,
but the parking is limited down there, and also there's not a whole lot of space. The footprint's not that big for big events like that. Something that you might need City Hall for. Anyway,
it will be interesting to see that going ahead, what the city would have planned maybe for that down the road. So, skate park, just kidding.
Jimmy Rogers Museum,
just kidding. Just kidding.
Wait, we need at least 5, 6 of those. We've been talking about the skate park, and I hadn't seen anybody skateboarding downtown in 3, 4 years, something like that. I saw a bunch of guys roller skating downtown.
Really?
It was weird. Yeah, I hadn't seen anybody in roller skates in 20 years.
Last time I saw somebody.
Not inline. I'm talking roller skates.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Actual roller skates.
Actual roller skates.
Yeah, I would have thought the inline would have been more up their alley, maybe.
Do they even sell those things anymore?
Evidently they do. I don't know.
When Academy opens, I'll go down and check it out.
Go down and check it out.
Where are the inline skates? No, we only have roller skates.
Oh, yeah. Roller skates.
Well, I don't want to break my ankle anyway, so I'm not going to on either one of them.
I think the last time I saw someone on roller skates, it just happened to be at Sonic one time. Somebody was actually using the roller skates, and I was like, look at this. Look at the car hop coming out. And actually, well, there went
your food's going to be a little
There
delayed.
Went my drink, and there went the Coney right down the drain. Appreciate that. So, roller skating in downtown. Okay.
Yeah.
Come down and invite.
No, it was the night. No, it wasn't. It was the whatever we call it, the pub crawl.
Okay.
So I hope they weren't pub crawling on roller skates, because that just sounds like a recipe for disaster.
As long as they weren't drinking and rolling,
that's what I mean.
Yeah,
maybe,
right.
It's the pub roll.
6 minutes away. 6 minutes away from the top of the hour here on Mornings in Meridian. And hey, this show is made possible by a lot of great local advertisers here, folks. And one of those is just unbelievable. And who do we got leading off this morning?
We've got the Magnolia Restaurant inside the Queen City Truck Stop. You know where it is, exit 150. That's where you'll find them. And of course, today, Monday, we got pot roast. Whew. That's a good way to start your week right there. I'll tell you what. Hamburger steak, beef tips over rice. They got chicken wings, of course, some fried chicken. And, of course, they always got the veggie plates and the Biggie Burger. How big is it, Rob?
Huge.
It is the humongous hamburger, but Biggie Burger just kind of works better, so that's why they call it that. And, of course, they've also got the long-haul breakfast if you're a long-haul truck driver, or even if you're not, just got a long Monday ahead of you, go get yourself one of those. That'll keep you going all day long. Here's what you need to do. You call them 601-482-0259 before you leave the office. By the time you get up there, the food is hot and ready to be picked up. And then just bring it back to the office and enjoy. That is the Magnolia Restaurant inside the Queen City Truck Stop, exit 150, 601-482-0259. Hours of operation are the hours of operation. All hours.
24/7.
All hours. Yeah, 24/7. 365 or 6 if it's a leap year.
Right.
They never close.
It's
amazing.
We got just a few minutes before the top of the hour here. More Fox News here on the program. But, of course, college football happening over the weekend. And this was one of the bigger stories that some of the national media are starting to talk about. And happened with the Texas Tech football game. I don't know if you saw this over the weekend. You don't see this play run a whole lot anymore. Sometimes you'll see a fake field goal or, something along those lines. Well, Texas Tech, the Red Raiders there in Lubbock, tried a fake field goal and it worked. And the kicker ran it in for a touchdown. The little I always say,
Right.
little itty bitty kicker.
5'8", 145 pounds.
Soaking wet. My dad always said it's amazing how you could have all these big burly guys beating up on each other for almost 4 quarters. And what does it come down to most times?
Right. The little guy.
The little kicker
At the end of the bench. Come on down.
So this kicker for Texas Tech, and I don't have the story in front of me to get his name here, but he scores a touchdown. Of course, he's going crazy. And then he lifts up his jersey and he has an undershirt where he wasn't wearing a Trump shirt, but he took like a Sharpie and wrote like MAGA Trump 2024. And he held that up in front of the camera. So I'm like, I wonder if this guy's going to face any kind of discipline from the school or not for making that showcase when he scored a touchdown. So I guess he said, I'm going to pick my spot. And he picked his spot in a big way because he scored a touchdown.
Yeah, right. I mean, he had it planned, obviously. Had it, he knew that he'd get at least a shot somewhere.
Yeah, so
maybe with a field goal, but with the touchdown, even better.
Yeah, so he just, I mean, it's just, he lifted up like the shirt tail and it was just a white undershirt and he just had Trump MAGA 2024. And
so
it
flashed the crowd, basically.
Yeah, and it was like written in like a Sharpie, like it just took a black marker and wrote that on the shirt or whatnot. I'm just wondering if it was going to young man. And of course, that'll be a political firestorm here a week out from the election if they do anything to him or not. So,
well, then you wonder also if the Republican National Committee can sponsor him with NIL.
It's another opportunity. It's another opportunity.
I don't know if they're allowed to, but why can't the political?
It's a fair question.
Parties get into the fray. I mean, everybody's giving them money. Why not them too?
Yeah. Just like the way college athletics works, it would not surprise me one bit.
Yeah. Well, it's not going to surprise me soon if we see all the logos on on their uniforms.
Well, and then another example is Friday night at the game 1 of the World Series between the Yanks and the Dodgers. There is a lady sitting behind home plate, all night long in the camera view wearing a MAGA hat.
Yeah.
The entire night. And of course, we all know how that game ended. The big grand slam, Dodgers win. Of course, they won the second game over the weekend. But those were just 2 examples of Trump somehow getting inserted into the sports landscape.
That last night's football game, Nick Bosa came up to Brock Purdy wearing a MAGA hat as well. Just kind of got it in the camera view and then kind of walked off. But anyway.
So some of these folks are not caring about what you think anymore.
Well, good.
So people are actually wearing this stuff and making their statement here almost a week out from the election.
And I think there's a lesson there that even if someone's wearing a Harris shirt, we shouldn't harass them.
No.
Let them, you want to vote that way? That's fine. That's your deal.
Exactly.
But, nobody should be harassed for their political views.
And I've seen Harris WALT signs around Meridian in some spots. And you know what? If that's what you want to do.
Oh, I egg them. Yeah. You got
you egg? Oh, you egg?
I don't. No, that's not me.
That's not Fraser.
I'm not suggesting that anybody should. But
we'll take a break. We'll come back with the second hour after this. Stay close.
Well, I sure didn't get any entertainment from watching the. I think it's time to break the bag back out for the Saints.
Oh yeah,
I believe so. The Aints are back, not the
Yeah,
Saints, it's
they
the
are.
Aints.
I even saw somebody in the stadium with a bag on. I said, "My God, I can't believe that. It's been what
Yeah.
40 years and 30, 35 years ago that they need a quarterback real bad."
Yeah, I believe so.
I
I've
like
told,
that third stringer, but
yeah, they need to. I think.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because I did when I was watching a little bit of State. Was it State? No, it may have been Southern Miss that they had the bags out.
Yeah,
I think it was Southern Miss. They had a picture of that, and I was like, wow, it's just. But they might as well State too, for that matter.
yeah. This is when you find out who the true fans are. So.
Well, they wear a bag, it's fine.
State needs to be in the line first for that.
That's
Boy,
right.
they-
That's
they-
Southern Miss is they've
I don't
got some
think they can
issues.
beat themselves out of a wet bag at this
Yeah.
point for State. But,
I know it.
anyway, I'm listening. That was a very good game Saturday night with LSU. I tell you,
Yeah, it was good. Was good.
Texas A&M, buddy. I tell you right now, don't ever underestimate any team from Texas.
Absolutely.
They're tough.
They're tough and they got a lot of
They're
money.
Texas Tech most times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. All right, Lefty. Good to hear from you this morning.
Well, y'all have a good one. I'm listening.
I appreciate it.
Thanks.
601-485-9190. We'll get back to your phone calls coming up shortly, but I know you've seen these scarecrows around town.
Yep.
They're everywhere. And we're going to talk about that and also what is behind that. But visiting us this morning is Lita Palmer. And Lita, good morning to you. So,
Good morning,
so
good
you're
morning.
so you're behind these scarecrows, aren't you?
I am, yes.
Kind of scary.
Yeah,
Scary.
we put together a scarecrow competition every year to highlight the creativity of our community and raise money for dyslexia.
Now, of course, you're with the Elimination Center for Dyslexia. Tell us what your organization does.
For 13 years, we've been teaching kids to read, write, and spell with confidence. We've been making a difference in our community and beyond. We teach children in-house and all over the nation and sometimes all over the world via teletherapy. So that's who we are and what we do. We're proudly supported by Phil Hardin Foundation and several other granting organizations. But a lot of money is necessary when there's a lot of need. And today, we just have about 75% of our children on scholarship for at least part of their cost. And so that means we got to fundraise. Therefore, skeletons. I mean, not skeletons.
You heard
I-
skeletons.
That's it.
Lefty got me thinking about some skeletons.
Lefty does that. Yeah,
He does that. So scarecrows. So, but this is going to be a big part of this weekend. You guys are going to be partnering with the festival going on downtown as well this weekend, right?
Absolutely. So we got Stule going on Friday, Saturday. We've got Meridian Rails following, and then we come in to wrap it all up 3 to 7 at Singing Brakeman Park with live music and food trucks and rides, fair rides and games and face painting and all the good stuff, all the fall festival stuff that you can come out and enjoy. All the money goes, of course, to a good cause.
Absolutely. And tell us, we were talking with her during the break before we got in here, Charles, and of course, you have a personal connection with this dyslexia, right?
Absolutely. I don't think I got into it for that reason. I was
Right.
a special ed kid,
But still,
special ed teacher who just found out that some of my kids were really smart and I didn't know how to teach them to read.
Mhm.
Went back and got a degree, and my husband has dyslexia. My youngest child has dyslexia. So many of our famous artists, musicians, doctors,
Wow.
inventors, entrepreneurs. It just changed my life, and I just want to make sure that every kid has the potential to reach their own potential, and that comes from good teaching. One of the beautiful things about Lauderdale County is we have a dyslexia therapist in every elementary school,
Fantastic.
and that's a rarity in our state and our country. So we're really glad that we support our kids and let them achieve what they need to achieve.
Because that was going to be my big question: is how are we doing with the school system? So it sounds like the county school district and others are doing real well in addressing these.
About what percentage of kids have or adults, just the population?
So worldwide, within every language and every culture, it's about 20% have this
Wow.
neurological difference
Wow.
that we know is dyslexia, which is really just the inability to connect the part of the brain that speaks with the part of the brain that sees shapes. And everybody has to be taught to read. Nobody learns how to read from the womb, but some of us have a harder time connecting those sounds and those symbols. And so, yes, phonics all those things, but it's also the structure of our language. English is a little bit harder to remediate because of the number of languages of origin in our language.
Do we know a percentage maybe of Lauderdale County kids that are in our school system at this point?
Less than that. We're not doing a real good job on the identification here in Lauderdale County. I think we've chosen some screeners that maybe are not doing a good job, but we have been up to about 10% of our kids being serviced, which is where it needs. Not every kid with dyslexia is disabled by dyslexia.
Sure.
My kid was never disabled by her dyslexia, but every kid needs to have people who understand what that means. And so, like I said, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. When we do a good job in Tier 1 instruction, we don't have to serve them in specialized settings. But it does mean that if we don't do a good job in Tier 1 intervention, that we have a lot more problems to solve later.
Wow.
So early identification is the key.
Absolutely.
All right. And we were talking about off air that Mississippi actually has some leads the nation.
Absolutely. So I'm the author of Mississippi Rising: How the Left Became First in Literacy Growth. And in 2019, everybody was like, "Whoa, what's going on in Mississippi?" And so lots of people call it the Mississippi Miracle. I would say that most of us that live this life call it the Mississippi Marathon, and we're not there yet. So we went from very last, 49, 48, 47, 49, 50th, all the way. And then all of a sudden we're 23rd in literacy for fourth graders. And now we're the last scores came out in 2022. We're leading the nation in teaching for kids to read, which is, something to be said about. There wouldn't be anybody teaching them. However, we don't leave anybody in the equation. And this is just one test on one day, but it is a pretty good thermometer for the nation because it's a randomized assignment of who gets to take that test.
Wow.
Leading the nation, Mississippi.
We are.
See that?
Also, second only to Texas, as we were talking about Texas, in the number of certified academic language therapists. That's who we are. That's like a CPA is an accountant, a CALT is a teacher.
Now, is that in straight numbers or as a percentage of teachers?
Great numbers.
Really? Because Texas is a lot bigger state.
Yeah, well, that's the home of dyslexia therapy. So Mississippi has a really tight connection to Texas and how we got our training program started.
Okay. Wow.
I just came back from Dallas. We were there for the International Dyslexia Association conference, and there was a lot of Mississippi folks there coming by the booth saying hello. And
Nice.
And we're doing a good job teaching the teachers this science of reading and making sure that we're teaching kids how to read, write, and spell with the best information.
Maybe I ought to teach the Cowboys some things. But anyway, that's a whole different issue. We won't get into that.
Well, Mississippi voice. Again, Mississippi,
Adopted. We'll take it. There you go. So, but the event's coming up this Saturday, 3 to 7 there at Sigmund Brakeman Park. Live music I see here as well, right?
We have volunteers, Josh White, Jack Edmonds, Blackwater Revival, and we'll have a performance by the Meridian High School Band.
The greatest band in all the land, Meridian High School Band.
War Cats or something. I don't know. Cats of War. I don't know. Something like that. Anyway, we're very excited to have all the support of our community. We have 35 scarecrows. If you haven't voted, go find them downtown and vote for your favorite. We've got everything from Dolly Parton to Mr. Potato Head. So go figure.
Dolly Parton.
It's a wide range.
The scarecrows
leads
are
you in a certain direction, but we've got one that actually was created, and it's like a 3-tiered thing. It's so big that
it's so amazing.
Yeah.
It's like she's got ghosts coming out of
I
it.
know. I didn't know where to put the thing. I was like, we got no space for this.
I was going to ask the same thing.
That was Erica, the one and only creative Erica.
Yeah, she's fantastic, and she's actually going to be at Earth Smelly too. She's
fantastic.
So she does it all, and bartends.
Yeah. Let's go to our phone line here real quick. Hey, caller, you got a question for our guest here this morning?
No, I was gonna answer something Lefty asked about. What's her name? Her daddy's from Jamaica. He's not a
Kamala.
Okay. I'll tell you what. Call us back on the other side of the break, and we'll chat more about it. How about
I'll
that?
do it.
Thank you.
Appreciate
You, sir. There we go. Didn't want to go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Well, one of the question I had, obviously, about the association. I know you said this is a big fundraiser. I just want to help out beyond this. I know you guys are always thinking, how do they go about doing that?
Absolutely. Just go to our website, illuminationsdyslexia.com.
Okay.
We're a PayPal Giving Fund recipient. So you can give securely. No, it's tax deductible. And kids learn to read.
Fantastic. So, and you guys have Facebook, social media.
Absolutely, all the channels. We're also launching Post Alice Vertical Takeoff Reading, which is a high-tech AI-based platform to support teachers and their ability to teach these kids to read.
Wow. So AI getting in the mix here.
Well, yes, it makes our life easier. If you don't use it, man, oh man, it makes writing those emails much easier for me and for all of our dyslexic kids.
AI generated.
Well, they're going to replace us with AI eventually, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think you're pretty okay. Creative teachers, we're okay.
All right.
So very
You
good.
say so.
So it's this weekend, folks. It's going to be 3 to 7 in downtown Meridian, the 4th annual Scarecrow celebration. Of course, there's going to be food trucks, live entertainment. You're going to have something for the kids. I mean, it's in conjunction with Soule as well, which is obviously a big event. So just add this to the list of things to do this weekend.
You don't even have to cook. Just come on down. You'll have food all day.
Food all day long.
From 8 o'clock
Literally all day long.
Yeah.
That's right.
So fantastic. Well, Lita, good to see you this morning, and we're going to continue to plug this throughout the week. It's Saturday, 3 to 7, Singing Brakeman Park. Should be a good day.
Thanks for having me.
And voting is still going on for Scarecrows downtown Meridian.
Absolutely. Voting doesn't close till Friday, so vote, vote, vote.
Vote, vote, vote. So
We'll do
very
it.
good. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back. All right, welcome back to the show. Phone lines are back open now. It's 601-485-9191. And appreciate Lita for coming by to see us this morning. Big event going on this weekend. Just add that to the list of great things going on.
There's so many different people, so many different ways. And this is a great cause we can all get behind. And it's great to hear that we, Mississippi, are in the top tier of, kind of, educating kids with dyslexia, but also kind of, identifying it early and then giving them the lessons and the tools that they need to kind of, be competitive, if you will, or to not be held back by that.
Absolutely. once again, that is going to be Saturday at Singing Brakeman Park,
Mhm.
downtown Meridian. They'll have the award ceremony for the scarecrows that are being voted on in downtown currently.
Very.
Food trucks, live entertainment. Of course, the Meridian High Band's going to be down there weekend as well. So, yeah, that's going to be in conjunction with the Soule Steam Festival, the Rail Fest, everything is going on this weekend. Earth's
Right.
Bounty's going
Oh, my
on
God.
Saturday. So, once again, there ain't nothing to do. in
I know
Meridian.
the dude.
So, but I hope you guys will make that a part of your weekend coming up. Before we get into some Fox News coming up here momentarily, let's thank one of our great sponsors. Who we have next?
Paint Body. That's right. Over 30 years, providing the best automotive working quality paint jobs, whether it's a ding, a dent, a scratch, something very small, or something major, they are the ones to fix it. Of course, no job is too small or too large. The results are like new. They'll give you a free estimate and they'll work with the insurance company. And all of their work, of course, has a lifetime warranty. They've got over 100 years combined experience among that hard-working, dedicated staff. And of course, they're conveniently located right next to Johnson Dodge on Highway 39 North, open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. Give them a call and write this number down 601-482-PAINT. That's 601-482-PAINT. That will get you in touch with Premier Paint and Body, and they the premier paint and body shop here in town.
They just showed up on the television screen here in the studio the images, video from the attack with Israel against Iran. And boy, Israel was not messing around on this one.
They don't really mess around with anything, do they?
Yeah, but this looks like it was a very detailed and very precise attack on Iran.
Well, what's interesting is they also had an incursion into southern Lebanon. We know about that, but they found a series of tunnels that was so extensive that it was bigger than all of the tunnels in Gaza combined. Now, this system can house, I think they said, thousands of terrorists who could then invade right over the border into border towns right there. So, this was kind of a big deal that they found this thing, and I'm sure they're destroying it. But right now, they're just kind of looking at all the evidence and everything. I'm sure there's a lot of things down there that they can use for intelligence and so on. But I mean, just this huge tunnel system. They've been building it for years and planning something like this.
Jeez.
So you wonder what else is out there that Hezbollah has planned in southern Lebanon, and it just reaffirms everything that Israel is doing because they know that they are under constant threat, if not constant attack, by either Hezbollah or other Iranian proxies. So anyway, I think striking Iran is the right move, but you wonder what are the repercussions going to be throughout the Middle East and throughout the world, really, because of the alliances that are in place.
Sure. I just noticed.
And who's in charge? Who's in charge? Oh, no one. But as I said before, though, no one's been in charge for a long time,
Right.
and everything's kind of chugging along. You sort of wonder what is this kind of the state that is really running everything. And that's obviously it's been in effect for how long has Biden
Right.
Exactly. 4 years?
Yeah.
2 years? I don't know. But anyway.
We're going to go and join Fox News right now here on Mornings at Meridian.
Fox News, I'm
and I'll be gone. It won't be long for my ship comes in. Gonna sail right into Colorado.
All right, welcome back into the show here. Hope you're having a great start to your Monday morning, and we want to hear what's going on out there with you at 601-485-9191. And of course, folks, this show is always made possible by great local advertisers, and I really encourage you to support these advertisers because they're a part of our program, and we use them a lot. And I know I've used this next one a lot in the past, whether it's been a rock chip or a complete windshield replacement. The folks down at A&A are amazing.
And the folks at A&A are named Adam and Adam. I was trying to think of that second name. Thank you for the help there. 217 22nd Avenue, also known as Sela Ward Parkway. That just 2 doors down from the Meridian Children's Museum is where you will find A&A Glass. And of course, they specialize in automotive glass repair and replacement, mobile service repair and placement. They'll work with your car insurance, and they'll give you a free quote and beat any price for any make and model. 61693 Glass is their number. They're open for Monday through Friday. They are the number one glass replacement company here in town. Have been 10 years running. I think they're doing something right at this point. Good on you, Adam and Adam. Go see A&A Glass, 217 22nd Avenue, 1693 Glass.
You know, as far as looking at the data that's coming in right now for early voting and also mail-in voting, there are 2 states that you cannot get a lot of information on because there is no party registration here. Let me scroll down here. There is a few little facts here about the election coming up. Yeah, Michigan and Wisconsin don't have party registration. That's why you cannot really track a lot of information coming out of those 2 states. So most of Pennsylvania's vote comes down to election day. Let's see. Yeah, a place like Nevada has a lot of the vote already in. And looking at some of the mail-in voting right now, this number is going to really knock you over. In-person early voting, the percentage of the 2020 totals. In-person Republicans in Nevada, 60% to 40% of the in-person early voting. This go around, those numbers seem to be the same. So it looks like the percentage of early votes is going really well for Republicans there in the state of Nevada. And the mail-in ballot is actually up 20% for Republicans in Nevada.
Okay, so that was the whole count of how many have voted early. 60% are Republicans.
Yeah.
Now, my understanding is that early voting is one indication, but the mail-in ballots is something that's very much biased towards the liberal side. Is that right? Or
yeah, looking at this,
those weren't mail-in; those were actually mail-in or vote in person.
Well, if you keep the mail-in numbers there, just in the state of Nevada, the biggest change has been in the mail. So far, Republicans have returned 57.5% of the mail-in ballots from what was about 40-something% back in 2020. Okay. So that is a drastic change of the mail-in. That's just Nevada, and that is a state that Trump lost by the narrowest of margins, kind of like some of the other states he lost by a narrow margin, like Georgia and Wisconsin. But with Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, they're not able to get a lot of the data out there because of the party affiliation deal that they have in voter registration in those 2 particular states. But so things are looking very good in Nevada right now as far as the early vote numbers are going. And as we peel back some more of the information coming out from early voting here, this was a very telling number for me. And this is from ABC. And when you have ABC, you see some of the big corporate entities right here. This is from them. It says, according to ABC, if Trump were winning Nevada, Arizona, North Carolina, and Georgia, which right now, by a lot of the polls, he is winning. Depending on what poll you look at, it's either a +1 or +2. In some instances, it may be a 5 or a 6. But assuming that he wins those states, the candidates that he keeps, all of the states that he won last time in 2020, he has a 93% chance of winning the election. If he carries all the states that he carried in 2020 and the numbers hold in a lot of these battlegrounds, I'm talking about Nevada, Arizona, North Carolina, and Georgia.
Yeah.
That does not include Wisconsin and obviously Michigan. So it's trending the right way. And I think what Elon Musk said was right on the nose last night. He said, make this thing so overwhelming that if the steal does happen, then
Right.
make it too big, make it make it the rig too big or whatever the wording is on
Sure.
that. So, but
If it's such a massive victory, then yeah, there's nothing you can do to really dispute it. You can't find that many ballots.
yeah,
Or maybe they could, but it's going to be a little tougher for them to find that many.
yeah, there is a new map that they did reveal over the weekend from Pennsylvania. Trump is really improving his numbers as far as the early vote is going, and that is something he did not do very well in 2020 because of obviously the mail-in part of this, the early voting, the COVID obviously had a lot to do with that. I say the COVID, but the China virus. But this morning, according to Patriot Polling and Politico, he is now anywhere. One poll has +1 in Michigan, another one has +3 in Michigan. So I don't know why we've seen this shift in polling as strong as we have had, but it's still pretty razor thin when you look at the numbers. So what's your take there?
Well, my take is I've looked at polls before and they've been wrong. So, you take it all with a grain of salt. And, I think now a lot of the news sources that I look at are biased.
Oh, yeah,
I'll
they all
admit that.
are.
And I
Yeah.
try to seek out either the biased ones or once in a while I look at the left side too, just to see what they're saying. And I get that my gut feeling is that there's a groundswell of support that people are. The more Kamala is getting out there and people are listening to her, the more she's being exposed for what she is, which is kind of somebody who's, I wouldn't say a fraud, but certainly not as qualified as she's made out to be. And I think that also Trump has done some very smart things in appealing to a broader base. And I think that when you look at, he's really looking at kind of the Rust Belt and have a very good showing there. And I think that obviously he's trying to appeal to the common man. And the Republicans traditionally, obviously, have been more the white collar kind of, those with money and support the Republican and conservative movement and that sort of thing. And I think that he's appealing very much to the nationalistic, make America great. And there's a lot, there's a lot to wrap in that message.
Sure.
Just make America great. Make it, we all want to succeed. And there's a lot of people who are suffering and who have seen the problems that we've encountered and think about all the money that we're giving to these foreign entities and think, why are we doing these things? There is no reason to this increase in Trump's numbers. I feel confident. I mean, I really think that it's going to go Republicans' way next week. But
Yeah.
who knows? The polling,
Make it too big to rig. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is interesting. Number 2. I wanted to see what you think about this. New Hampshire. That's an area that's an area that never really goes Republican ever.
Yeah.
It's always pretty strong Democrat. But the New Hampshire Journal, pretty big publication up there in that state, they did polling, and that's on the ground in Hampshire, talking to registered voters. They've got, I think this poll has over 1,000 folks in it. Trump nearly +1 in New Hampshire, according to their polling.
Yeah.
Now, if that's true, this is a little interesting as we kind of move on here. And like I said during the first hour earlier this morning, there is plans from the Trump campaign to do a rally in New Mexico at some point this week, a state that we have never, and I mean never discussed as being. I don't think that Harris and them have done a rally in New Mexico.
No, because they think it's a slam dunk.
Exactly. So all of a sudden, Trump they're talking about a rally in New Mexico here with almost a week left. That's pretty telling, I think. But this New Hampshire number is also very eye-popping this morning as well.
Well, it may also be telling, it's interesting that he's going to New Mexico as well, because it may be a lost cause, but he sees some inroads in that. That's fine. But more importantly, he is going to forego an event in Pennsylvania, Michigan, or Georgia, or any of these other states, North Carolina, where he could possibly rally military. So he's confident. It suggests to me that his numbers show that he's confident in those states. And let's go for another swing state.
Do you think too? I mean, obviously he's going into some pretty deep blue areas. He had a big rally at Coachella there in California. He was in New York last night. The New Mexico talk is starting to ramp up a little bit, where he may do a rally there this week. it's one thing to win the Electoral College, and that's the ultimate, that's the all end all game. But when he won in 2016, he won the Electoral College, but he did not win the popular vote. Do you think this is a goal of the Republicans here to maybe try to win the popular vote as well?
I think so.
Because they're going into areas they have not traditionally gone into. Yeah. He's not only trying to win the Electoral College, but win the popular vote, and then tell Democrats and other folks that talked about, it's Russia, it's election interference, all that. Like, there's no doubt about it in anybody's mind that he is the winner by winning both those sides. Obviously, electoral being the most important, but if he won the popular vote, that would be pretty convincing.
It would be the icing. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Of course, we talked about the rally last night in Madison Square Garden. I got a clip or two pulled up here from Trump, and the tone of President Trump last night at the rally. He had his moments, the typical Trump rally moments, but this was toward the tail end of the rally last night. I got this courtesy of Newsmax this morning. If I can get it queued up.
The nation we all love. We bleed the same blood. We share the same home, and we salute the same great American flag. We are one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. We will never give in. We will never ever back down. And we will never, ever surrender.
So, a little interesting.
Churchill.
Yeah. No, I was kind of thinking that.
On the beaches.
I was kind of thinking that was a little different tone from Trump last night during that rally.
Never surrender.
Never surrender.
All right. So, but that was toward the tail end of his speech last night.
Yeah.
But like I said, that was a big stop. I mean, New York is home for Donald Trump.
Yeah,
I mean, that's where he made his name, building buildings and doing all of his deals up there in New York. But I thought that was a big moment.
Movies.
Yeah.
One movie.
One movie. But yeah, it was a star-studded event last night. But yeah, we're down the home stretch of a week out here, Mr. Frazier.
Well, a week and 1 day.
A week and 1 day.
Let's not give ourselves more credit.
Yeah, I know.
All 8 days. Yeah.
And he even in the middle of his speech last night, he talked about Eric Adams, the mayor of New York. He said, "I just want to thank it's just he's like going after him. He makes one comment about the Eagles coming in, and now they're him too." And I was like, who would have thought that Donald Trump would be giving to a Democrat mayor and Eric Adams last night?
It was a little odd.
It was very odd. So, but all his kids were there last night. Don Jr. and of course Laura Trump is on the committee of the RNC.
Sure.
But it just felt like another national convention stop. It was like part 2, and they just kind of did the whole thing all over again, but in the world's most famous arena there, Madison Square Garden. So, and you saw a shot of the arena on television a few moments ago, and it was massive.
Yeah, looked like a Taylor Swift concert.
Oh,
I'm glad he wasn't wearing the short shorts.
Yeah, exactly.
A little weird.
But of course, the big shocker last night was Melania appearance. And I don't think anybody expected that. But she didn't speak very long. It was maybe a couple of minutes at most. She introduced him, and Lee Greenwood was there performing live, doing his usual thing he does at Trump rallies.
Waving a flag and so on.
Yeah,
it's good.
So, but a very patriotic event, and boy, it really got the folks fired up there last night. So,
Sure did. Yeah.
So he's going to be in Georgia today. She is going to be doing an event with WALT up there in Michigan. I think Obama's out there on the trail today, so the Obamas are being used a lot more. And I think Joe Biden is even voting today too. He's going to do the early voting thing today. So,
wow, how are they going to do that? Bring him down there?
I don't know.
That's what you are, Joe.
I don't know. Okay. So, but it's going to be interesting. So,
who's going to vote for it?
I think we know that.
I don't know. I think he's real happy with the Democrats.
We're going to take a break coming up here in just a moment. We got some bills to pay here, but let's go to the phone line real quick. Hey, caller, good morning.
Morning, guys. How are you?
Hey, good morning.
Yeah. It's not, we don't really get into a lot of the name calling and that kind of thing that Republicans seem to enjoy. And
Miss Ruth and Democrats.
So ugly on both sides.
I don't know if Democrats get on and they're calling people stupid and
not
I
So,
don't
so
know
no, no, no,
anybody.
no, 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 no.
I mean,
So Miss Harris saying fascist and Hitler is not name calling.
Well, that's you know you she's talking about another person, but we're talking about when you're talking about
No, we're talking.
they,
No, you
they have
said
a brain
you,
of
you said
they got a
Republicans
brain
are
of
the
a
only ones that call people names. Democrats do it as well. Let's be fair here now. Let's be fair.
Well, I'm trying to, but let me just say this,
No, you're
okay? I can only talk about what I hear. I haven't heard it.
Because
what
you
I
only
want
listen to
point
one
out
side.
here, what, what I want to point out here is that in terms of the reconciliatory tone that he had, you remember now, I'm trying to get the independent people to come on board. Other people have made up their minds long ago, and as I told you, I wouldn't vote for any of those four people that I have been naming for the past 2 years. But what I also want to point out is that now I've read uh, uh, Kamala's the bio that she has written, auto bio, and then I've read this Mar-a-Lago book about Trump, and this is what he has said. They all come over. They all eat. They all love me. They all kiss my ass. And then they all leave and say, isn't he horrible? But now, the point I'm trying to make here is that he has come over into the people never accepted in New York in that society. When he moved to Miami, he was not even accepted. Here he has the money and he provides entertainment. People go running it. They don't like him, and he knows it. Nobody wants to be bothered with this man. He's just constantly downing people. They really just see him as a bush man with money. All right.
So, Miss
luckily
Ruth,
for him,
Miss Ruth, how do you
luckily-
explain 25,000 people in an arena last night and several more thousand outside trying to get in? If he has not
what do
been
you mean
accepted,
explain it?
if he's
No,
not,
but look
if
at
he's
the
not, no,
people
no,
that
I'm
voted in.
speaking now. Let me speak. If he's
Oh,
not,
I'm
if he's not, if he's not been accepted in New York, then explain those big numbers last night.
We're looking at the base. We're looking at the people who were voting for him.
Well,
They're not in his. They are not in his social class. Both people who are attending these functions are not in his social class. You know, his base. We're talking about. You know, he's a popular kind of person. They're talking about the people he wants to be a part of, and that's the high class people in New York. I mean, they don't see him as with
all right.
money.
We've got to take a break here, Miss Ruth. Appreciate that, and we'll be back in just a moment. All right, welcome back in. We got literally just a couple minutes left here on the program. 601-485-9191 is our number. And what you got this morning?
Well, it's kind of interesting. We were just talking to Ruth about, the name calling, and MSNBC showed footage of a Nazi rally and compared it to the rally last night. So this is current today in Madison Square Garden. Showing side by side, saying, look at the similarities. Well, they're political rallies. I mean, a lot of them are the same anyway.
Yeah,
a bit ridiculous. So, but the implication is clear. What they're saying, and so I think that both sides are ugly, and certainly Trump is, he's guilty of that as much as anybody else, if not more so.
Yeah.
But
we need
the
to
other side.
We need to be fair here.
Certainly, the liberals dole out their fair share of insults too.
Absolutely, and let's be real here. In the age of social media and the age of getting everything so instantaneous with that nonstop, obviously that's why they call it the 24-hour news cycle. Just roll back to many, many, many years ago before all this even existed. There was a lot of name calling back in even the old stump days.
Of course, when they were printing it in newspapers. I mean,
this just didn't start now. This has been going on forever and ever and ever. It's just now you get it so instantaneous, and then you get a slant from either side instantaneously as well.
Well, we also record everything that's said by each candidate.
Everything.
Every word. And so there's, and Trump makes a lot of jokes and they're a lot of times off color, but they're intended to be humorous.
Yeah.
Not necessarily something that's a biting attack at the opposition.
And then, of course, I asked the question, too, if that joke was made, say, maybe 10 years ago, would it be that offensive now?
Well, no, because we have this heightened sense of
exactly. So we have that heightened. I get so offended by one little thing. Oh my gosh!
Right.
We live in that society now too. So everybody have been like, okay, funny, haha. We move on.
Which is why more power to Elon Musk and keeping Twitter open.
Exactly. So coming up on the show this week, we're going to have a visit from Jennifer Branding. She's going to be stopping by to see us later this week. Of course, folks, we always talk about this presidential election. Obviously, it's super important. But on our local ballot, we do have that Supreme Court Justice Central District seat that is up for grabs. 5 different candidates are vying for that position. Probably going to be one we're going to have to go back and vote again on a runoff. But Miss Branding will be by here later on this week to discuss her candidacy. She's going to be making a swing back here through Meridian to talk more about her campaign, because that one's heating up as well. And of course, outside of that, we still have the Roger Wicker, Ty Pinkins race that is going on. We had Mr. Pinkins by here late last week and made several efforts to get Mr. Wicker via phone or something along those lines. Have not heard anything back.
He's a busy man.
He's a busy man, I guess. So there you go. So that's what we have planned for this week. But Glenn Beck is up next, and Clay and Buck and Sean Hannity, I have no idea what they're going to talk about today.
What could it be?
No idea what they're going to talk about today. Oh, they're in heaven right now. What are you talking about?
They are.
They can fall out of bed and just do the show. So, folks, we'll talk to you again tomorrow, 7 to 9. And what do we always say? Buy local.